Here with Washington State women's basketball head coach Kamie Ethridge. Coach, your team heads onto its final road trip of the regular season. It's a tough one. You go down to the desert to play Arizona as a top 10 team, and then you turn around and go play Arizona State, which is a top 60 team in the net rankings. How are you guys expecting this weekend to go? How are you guys preparing for this weekend, and just what are you hoping to get out of the desert?
Just preparing, just what we do. It's, we're in February. We kind of know the routine. I think it's really key to try to stay fresh emotionally, with a huge program win against UCLA and then having to get back and play a tough opponent and a hard matchup in USC and the disappointment in losing that one. And then, just dealing with your team emotionally and getting them back ready. Obviously physically, I think we're in a really good spot. I think we've got good fitness level. And I think it's just key to keep the fitness up, but also to regroup and emotionally, be able to charge back up for a big weekend. Two top teams, two tough teams, two fantastic defensive teams, high pressure teams. So really hard matchups for us, hard matchups for anybody, and especially in back-to-back settings. So, but having said that, we get to go to Arizona, and what a great trip, and we're excited to be playing.
You guys have transitioned from kind of under the radar, not really expecting to now. There's plenty of film on you guys. You guys are not surprising anybody with what you're doing anymore. And I think a lot of the game that caught a lot of the nation's attention was this Arizona game. So how are you guys preparing for them the second time around as they know what you're going to have, they know what Charlize can bring to the table. They know what Crystal can bring to the table. You beat them up here last time. So how is that different? And how's that aspect kind of differ in your preparation the second time around against the Wildcats?
I don't think we're at that stage where you just know that Arizona's going to have revenge. I mean, Arizona's a great program, and they have high level competitors, and they're yes, they'll want to beat us, but they want to beat everybody. I mean, that's what great competitors are. We're going to get a great game from them. They play really, so well at home. Maybe thankfully they don't get their 10,000 people around them, and we have to play them kind of in an empty gym, but we know each other well. Everybody knows each other. Everybody's scouted. Everybody has a plan. Everybody has a style in which they play. So no one's going to surprise you and change their whole system to stop Charlize. And we understand that people will have a plan for that. We understand she's that good a player that people have to key on her. But we've been seeing that over the course of the season. So, you just got to trust your system offensively and defensively, just like everybody else does. And you just know that you have to play, so well for 40 minutes. Because if you have a letdown or if you don't play well for any chunk of time, you're going to get beat and you can't recover from that. So it's just a lot more about us and how we guard and how we need to move the ball and hope that it works out well for us.
We got Jamie Vinnick. Go ahead, Jamie.
Hey, Coach. Last fall, you told Coug fan that you thought this team had a chance to take a major step forward. On the face, it seemed a bit lofty just, to the general public, given that Bobby and Chanel had moved on. Obviously, you were spot on, as we should expect, you being the coach. What did you see that maybe no one else did, outside of maybe how good Charlize was going to be?
Well, I knew Crystal would add a lot from the point guard perspective. I'm excited about how well she's kind of shot the ball and given us a scoring punch. But I knew as a leader and as a playmaking point guard, a pass first kind of point guard, and defensively, I thought we would be better this year. Just a year in growth in our system. I'm a little bit surprised at how good Charlize is defensively. Adding Charlize and even Yo in the guard spots, those are we got three strong guards that they all can score it, but defensively they're really versatile and strong and can guard kind of anybody and keep people in front of them and get switched onto big. So our versatility on the defensive end and just how solid we've been there, I think that's the big I was hopeful, but I think that's the big statement for us. And I think if we can hang our hat on that, it's given us a chance as we try to work through how to become a better offensive team and to be able to score against some of the elite teams and programs in the country. So a little bit of a combination of both, but Great guard play, a little bit more well-rounded guard play. And I think our posts were just a year too young. That's the bottom line. I knew they would be better. Bella, Ula, Emma, I knew they would be better, but and they'll be better a year from now as well. So that is growing at the right pace. It's just our guard play has really played at a high level.
Your shooting percentage from the field has really skyrocketed the last 2 games, even considering, the toughness of the opponents. What has kind of driven that? And is it kind of an expectation to see 43 to 45% the rest of the way? Or is that maybe even a little lofty, closer to maybe 40 to 41?
We really need that. I think give yourself a chance, you've got to shoot, above 40, 42, 43. Obviously, Charlize's numbers have really gotten better. She's always scored, but sometimes it's been out of a lot of shots. And we've always thought that there were points out there that we missed shots that we shouldn't, that maybe we could score at a better clip. But I don't know that that's completely out of our system. I just think that's game to game, and you hope that your kids understand when shots are coming and how they're going to get shots. And I think that's a big part of just getting comfortable with the offense, of knowing and how to play off of each other, and knowing when shots are going to come to you and not guessing or being out of rhythm when they do come. So I think that's still a work in progress, but that's big time. If we can do that and stay solid on the defensive end and somehow, manage the end of the game a little bit better than we did against USC, at least you're in games late.
Were you impressed at all with the way that Charlize is able just to kind of flush the Stanford games and just get right back to what she'd been doing against UCLA and USC?
Not much surprises me with Charlize. I was a little surprised that we couldn't get her going against Stanford, but they taught us a lot. And again, I think that has a lot more to do with Stanford. There's not very many teams that can guard, Charlize, and it's not one-on-one. Anna Wilson is an awesome defender, but they team guarded her, and we didn't have answers around Charlize. So everybody can look at that and go, well, we want to guard them like that, but nobody has a Cameron Brink that can, behind that, or a Haley Jones, and all of the numbers of players that they have. So I think Charlize, it was a growth for her, and I think she was bothered by her numbers, and I do think you're going to have some highs and lows as a freshman. So, but she's highly competitive, and I don't think she's satisfied. I don't think she's satisfied when she scores 28, and I don't think she's satisfied when she scores 2 or 4. So that's the beauty of a real great competitor.
What are the odds that your lone senior Crystal will use her extra year of eligibility and come back, or do you not know that yet?
I just think we need Coug Nation to start sending her emails and texts and telling her that we really need her back. That would do more than anything. If we could just get that going, then I think we might get her back.
And then lastly, do you expect to have Sherilyn back for these games after she missed Sunday's game against USC?
I think I think we're a little at least a ways off from that, so I don't expect to have her this weekend.
What was her injury? I missed it over the weekend.
No, not so much injuries, just personal, just not available for personal reasons. So just leave it at that.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Good luck this week.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Coach, just one more question here. Just talk about the maturation of Ula Motuga here, especially on the glass. She's pulled down 10 rebounds in 3 of her last 4 games. She's coming off arguably her best game in a WSU uniform. She had 25 points and 10 rebounds against USC. What's been the key to her success this season?
Well, I look at Ula, like the other young posts that we have, probably got more minutes than she deserved or was ready for her first 2 years. But because she got those minutes, it's put her in a position now to be ready to really explode. And what I'm so excited about with her is just she really was good this last game. Like, she went through people. She used her ability, her size, her power, her strength to her advantage better than she ever has. She's been better on the boards this entire year. And I hope, and I really believe that it's a confidence thing in Ula. I think she just needed a breakthrough. And I'm really hopeful that this was her breakthrough game of understanding how she can score and how dominant she can be, low post, 3-point, anywhere on the floor, and how much we need her to do that. So I think it's a confidence boost. I think every player needs that. And I expect her to be a real consistent factor. And again, it's big for us. If we can get 3 and 4 and 5 people in double figures, man, that makes everything go for us.
All right, Coach. We'll appreciate your time. We'll talk to you after Arizona game. Best of luck this weekend, and go Cougs.
Yep. Go Cougs. Thanks.